My garbage person comes to us thanks, I'm sure, to Donald Trump's micron thin skin, where any criticism of him, even if it's just an acknowledgement of reality, requires a crusade to protect his fragile ego. And so my garbage person or people or organization or building, I guess, would be the Smithsonian, because they have complied with Donald Trump's apparent pressure to not acknowledge the fact that he was impeached multiple times. So they have removed him from an impeachment exhibit in an American History Museum. So there had been this temporary label, including content about Trump's impeachments, that's been on display since September 2021 at the Washington Museum. They added, a spokesperson says that it was intended to be a short-term addition to address current events. Now the exhibit notes that only 3 presidents have seriously faced removal. Okay, I understand that that's like the wiggle room that they're gonna make. First of all, it didn't need to be a temporary addition for 4 years. He was impeached multiple times. That's just a fact. You may not like it at the Smithsonian or if you're MAGA or whatever, but it happened. And now we can get into whether it was warranted. I think it 100% was. The stuff that he did was abhorrent. He tried to overthrow the government. He tried to bribe and blackmail a foreign country into investigating his rival during an election, which everybody seems to forget during all of this stuff about weaponization of the government and witch hunts and fake news and all that stuff about manipulating elections. They only started talking about this because Donald Trump did it bigger than anyone else had ever done it when it came to Ukraine. All that stuff happened. And to now say, well, we don't need to show it because only a few faced serious removal. Is it an exhibit about serious removal or is it an exhibit about impeachment? Because the title involves impeachment and he was impeached. Now, this isn't just my speculation that Trump was involved in this. He was involved in it, okay? The pushback is what got them to back off of this. He did an executive order, basically trying specifically to attack the Smithsonian for what he called anti-American ideology. Okay, he tried to fire the director of their National Portrait Gallery for being highly partisan, which Donald Trump obviously hates anywhere it pops up its dark head. No, he didn't like that they had this thing that acknowledged it. And he freaked out about it the same way he freaked out about the portrait of him that he didn't like in the Colorado mansion or whatever. And so they pushed back and they got it taken away. Now, the Smithsonian, in response to this story coming out, say that a future and updated exhibit will include all impeachments, and perhaps someday it will. But I bet that if it ever does show up, it ain't gonna be there for at least 3 years. And honestly, like, I don't like that they've surrendered, but I do understand that they could likely be attacked by the government. They could have all their funding pulled. They could have their donors being pressured. Just to protect his ego, he has gotten Harvard, Columbia, all those universities, the law firms, the major media organizations, they've all complied because at the end of the day, he is a petty little dictator who will use the actual machinery of government to destroy these organizations. And the Smithsonian, it's got a great history or whatever. It ain't Harvard in terms of its ability to defend itself or fund itself. So they've got to be terrified about what will happen if they don't give in. And this is what a cancel culture looks like. This is what true over political correctness looks like. It's not about a person being mean to you because you use an outdated term. It's the government getting every organization to only reflect the fake concept of reality that they find warm and fuzzy, okay? That's what I'm worried about, and that's why I'm my garbage person. Brett, what do you think?
I mean, do you know how big a puss you gotta be? A pussycat you have to be to feel threatened by the Smithsonian?
Yeah.
Are you like if he was in Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones was like, it belongs in a museum, he'd be like, a museum? Oh, not a museum. Also, no one would have known about this. Is not what people visit when they visit the Smithsonian to see. They want to see JFK's rocking chair. They want to see Betsy Ross's flag. They want to take a break when they're walking between the Capitol building and the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
That is why people go to the Smithsonian. People would rather watch the Smithsonian channel with its like weird, like Western dramas and love stories than go to the Smithsonian. There's so many better places to hang out in DC. There's a place called Foggy Bottom. Wouldn't you rather go to There's a spy museum.
Yeah.
No one would know that the dark corner of the Smithsonian reminded people about January 6th if Trump wasn't like, I'm such a baby boy, I'm afraid.
By the way, like, if you're the sort of person that goes into the Smithsonian, you know that he was impeached. Like, I mean, I guess maybe you're a kid. Maybe they're trying to avoid kids finding out or something, that were dragged there by their grandpa or something. But like,
no one.
It's not like some random, like 18-year-old skateboarder, like boards in there, and then he's like, huh? Exactly. It's not. God, again, and I told people all of their criticism my entire time doing media. One of the biggest things that's gotten me most mad is people giving in to the obviously transparently fake concern about free speech and cancel culture and all that stuff from the right. They never meant it. They love doing it. Anyway,
that surfer, that skater shows up and is like, well, yeah, but so where are the peaches? Like, I thought this was a peach.
Hey, yeah, but did he face serious removal? This thing's bogus. Anyway, okay, and again, why did he not face serious removal? Because there wasn't an actual case, or because his party was so utterly cowed by him? Like, that's not a reason to take it away. That's a reason to expand on it, because that's actually fascinating history. Anyway, 78,000 of you, which is a lot of people, voted for the garbage person of the week. 3% going to John Kennedy for wanting stop and frisk in response to the shooting in Manhattan. 13% for Lauren Boebert for saying her constituents' health isn't her job. 24% to Nancy Mace for claiming she watches ICE arrests as a hobby. But 61% made JD Vance your community garbage person of the week for trying to blame Bush and Obama over the Epstein files. Let's balance out that badness with goodness. Here is your hero of the week. 64,000 of you voted. 9% for the Texas Democrats for trying to fight back against GOP redistricting. I expect they'll probably show up again in future months. 26% to the Epstein victims for calling out Trump's block of the files. 27% to the creators of South Park for dropping a new Trump parody teaser. And 37% went to the people of Scotland for loudly protesting Trump's visit. I believe including bagpipes to drown him out, and that is awesome. They don't like tyrants in Scotland. I learned, Mel Gibson taught me that many years ago.